This doesn't really happen, does it? There are a few cases like Lana Turner or yours, but for the most part, it isn't really a dream story when girls come to Hollywood, is it?
No, I think it's mostly just hard work and the breaks, the luck that happens to some of us and the luck that surpasses others of us. Unfortunately, there are many more people trying than are fortunate enough, to make the grade who are actually little boys and girls from Decatur or Winnipeg or whatever, Saskatchewan, who come all the way across the border. Even from Europe, they come to Hollywood wanting to be a big movie star, and some of them make it, some of them don't. But I would like to say that I think it's wonderful for people who have the courage to keep trying, because that's the only way we ever really obtain our goals, is to have faith in ourselves and to know what we are capable of and try harder and harder and harder.
Very good advice indeed. I'd like to talk for a few minutes about Promises, Promises. How has the film been received around the United States?
Very well, Elliot. It's been received very well. There were some cities that questioned the very fact that I was nude in 2 scenes and whether they should pass it censor-wise, but in only maybe 2 or 3 cases at the very most, it has been passed and received critically quite well, and it's been a tremendous financial success. It's outgrossed Lilies of the Field, the Academy Award picture, for Sidney Poitier.
Mm-hmm. I was reading in the Citizens News, I think 3 days ago, that I believe it was Cleveland where a judge passed a ruling that the film was obscene. Did you read that, notice?
Yes, it was. It was East Cleveland, not Cleveland. It was passed in Cleveland, but East Cleveland did not pass it. In fact, that's the city that banned The Lovers, that won a wonderful film that won the, I think, Cannes Film Festival or Best Foreign Film somewhere, and they started the same propaganda against my film, Promises, Promises, is because of the fact that there was nudity, and I felt that it was wrong because the nudity was a definite and integral part of the story and should have been allowed to have been present in the film.
I was wondering, you have a long list of projects that you're about to engage in. Could you tell us about some of them?
Yes, I immediately do the Jack Parr Show, after which I begin a picture in Europe called Mansfield by Night or the Mansfield Report, after which I go to, my husband Mickey and I are going to do summer stock. For 3 months we're going to do Bus Stops and Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, all over the Eastern Circuit, and also out here in Melodyland in August for 2 weeks, and I believe San Francisco and San Diego. Then I do pictures, one called Cleopatra Slept Here, one called The Man Who Grew Younger, and another called Accusation. The first will be in Paris, the next 2 in Istanbul.
That is quite a list of projects, and in addition to that, it's rumored around town that you're going to be delving into the recording field again very shortly.
Yes, I just signed an exclusive record contract with Original Sound with Art Newberger and Art LeBeau. And we're going to create a female Beatle beat, sort of a yeah. And I also have this record out called Shakespeare, Tchaikovsky, and Me on the MGM label, which is an album of poetry. You might find the back rather interesting. I wrote a piece to my fans, sort of an open letter, and then underneath is a letter from Earl Wilson you might find rather interesting. But there are also very many others you'd like to mention, perhaps. I'll let you mention. I'm sure you're familiar with some of them, The Lovers.
Yes, this is, once again, I wanted to repeat, this is Jayne Mansfield's album, Shakespeare, Tchaikovsky, and Me, on the MGM label. And right now we're going to listen to Jayne Mansfield giving dramatic reading of How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Recently, your film, Promises, Promises, and a rather provocative layout that you did in Playboy magazine created a bit of a stir around the United States. How do you feel about censorship, Jayne?
I feel that there is definitely a need for censorship, otherwise our children would be seeing the kind of fare that is meant for adults only. My film, Promises, Promises, has an adults-only tag on it, because I don't think it's the kind of a film not only because of the nudity, but because of the subject matter about a girl, a married woman who wants to have a baby. It's adult-like comedy. I don't think it's for children. That's why we put an adults-only tag on it.
I see. Not too long ago, you did an interview with Mike Wallace, and you said in that interview, and I quote, "Mike, my career has been built on womanliness, not sex," unquote. What do you mean by that, Jayne?
I think that being a woman all the way around, I mean, being a mother, being a wife if you're married, being, and you are if you're a mother, and being a good person, a good adult individual in every way, not only physically, is certainly important to one's career. Mm-hmm. Sex is only a small part of it.
Jayne, in view of the rather tragic and heartbreaking life that Judy Garland led and the frightening end to Marilyn Monroe's life, a lot of people say that show business is a business where not too many people can find true and absolute happiness. Do you have any comment on this?
Yes, there's no doubt about that, because of the constant state of being exalted, the constant praise, the constant ups and downs. One moment you're up, the next moment you could be down, or maybe you're down before and then you're up. It's a very steady person that is able to cope with it. I believe, however, it has been proven that there have been enough people that have gone through life and have coped with it and have come out successfully. They've had beautiful careers and beautiful families, and are mentally happy to overcome the examples of the people who weren't that fortunate.
When you reach the end of the world and somebody asks you, what did you hope to accomplish in your lifetime, what would you like to say at that point?
I would like to say that I hope that I have given happiness to others. I hope I have given children to the world, and that I have accomplished something, made some accomplishment for myself, made some kind of a mark for myself here.